Hello, welcome to Iran.
Thank you very much.
So, can you introduce yourself first?
Of course. My name is Marius. I'm a 23 years old from Romania, and 5 months ago I started a trip around the world, like hitchhiking from Romania all the way to Southeast Asia, and from there I want to go to Australia, Latin America, and North America without flying. And after 5 months I ended up in Iran. I've been here for around 3 weeks, more or less, a few days maybe. And I made it to Isfahan a few days ago, and I met Hamid, and he asked me to tell about my story.
I'm glad you chose Iran as a country to come inside. I wanted to ask you, how did you decide to come to Iran, but you already answered that.
I can answer again.
Okay, yeah, you can say.
So I decided to come to Iran as a country that I would like to visit before coming. Like my trip was originally like I was trying to come through Turkey, then like do Georgia, Armenia, and like cross to Iran to Pakistan to get to India, where I want to spend some time. And I didn't expect Iran to be such an interesting and cool place. The people are really amazing here, so I'm really glad I did.
Okay, so the next question is, which city you already visited so far?
So I crossed from the Armenian border and I hitchhiked my way to Tabriz in the first day, and then I stayed in Tabriz for a few days. Then I went to Kandovan for roughly 4 or 5 hours, and from there I hitchhiked to Lake Urmia, where I camped with a couple from Switzerland and Spain for one night, which was a really good experience. Then from there I went to Galingaya, a village near Jolfa, where I was invited to a wedding, and I spent the night there. I had a really good time. And afterwards, in the morning, I left from there to hitchhike my way to Rasht. But on the way there, I met someone, a really nice person, that invited me to go to Ardabil to one of his friends' weddings. So I was just left the wedding, and I was like, okay, why not? I should come to this one as well. So I went with them to Ardabil. I stayed with their family for one night. It was a really good experience. It was like we were in the house after the wedding, around 17 people. The whole family was inside the house. We were like drinking tea, having sweets, talking about, and they were really curious about my travels, and they were really nice. We slept in that house for the night, around 12 people. We were in a big living room, like put bed, around 7 or 8 beds in the living room. Like everyone sleeping in there. It was like a really big family, and they say I'm part of the family. And afterwards, I went up to. I wanted to cross to Laijan, so I went first up, and then I went on the Caspian Sea all the way to Laijan, where I stayed for 2 days in a couch surfing. I stayed with them for the night, and the next day in the morning, around 3 in the morning, we left to this mountain Dorfak. We got into the jeep, 5 people, and we drove for like 4 or 5 hours to get to the mountain. And there there were some really, really amazing views, and a big cave in which I also fell and like slipped all the way to the end. I was covered in mud everywhere. And afterwards, we went back, I had some really good time with the family in Laijan, and then I took my way to Tehran, where I stayed for 1 week. I had a really good time in Tehran. I had a lot of friends, a lot of fun, parties, and going up a mountain to see the city in the night. Was really cool, campfires. After 1 week in Tehran, I put my direction to go towards Isfahan, but I had to stop. Took a stop into Abyaneh for a few hours, which is a really, really interesting place. This red, colorful house, they're very cool to see. And then I made my way to Isfahan, which it's also a really nice city with a lot of good people. I had a good time here as well, and now I'm on my way to south, and then we'll see what happens.
Yeah. So how many days you are in Iran so far?
Roughly around 3 weeks.
3 weeks. What's your best experience in Iran?
There's so many good experiences in Iran that it's very hard for me to choose. I cannot really put my finger on one, so to say, because there's so many and everyone was so different. So I had a lot of good experiences, which is a good thing, but I cannot really choose one for the moment being.
Yeah. Do you have any like I don't know? Do you have any tips for other travelers who wanna come to Iran?
Just come into Iran and then go meet people, and believe me, you're gonna have a great time in Iran. Iranian people are very nice people, very kind. They'll try to invite you to their house. They'll try to invite you to have dinner or lunch with them, to just speak with you, like listen to your stories. And surprisingly, a lot of people in Iran speak very good English compared with other countries that I've been to. So it's a really good place to come to visit.
Is there like other experience you want to tell?
I don't know.
Anyway, thanks for joining us,
You're welcome.
and
It was
wish you have a nice trip.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.